Emeka had not been home to his village, Umuezi, in 10 years. The city life in Lagos had kept him busy enough to forget the eerie stories his grandmother used to tell him about the Cursed Grove at the edge of the village. But when he received news of his father's sudden death, he had no choice but to return. The moment his feet touched the red earth of Umuezi, he felt it, the cold, unnatural stillness in the air. The villagers greeted him, but their smiles were strained, their eyes darting towards the forbidden forest known as Ojuju Grove. "Welcome back, Emeka," said old Mama Kemdelem, her voice trembling. "But you came at a bad time. The grove. It has been restless." Emeka laughed nervously. "Mama, I don't believe in those stories anymore." That night, as he lay in his father's old hut, he heard a child's laughter, soft and distant, coming from the grove. Then, whispers in a language he didn't understand. His skin prickled. He shut his eyes tight, convincing himself it was just the wind. But then, something scratched at his door. The next morning, the village was in chaos. Little Adana, the blacksmith's daughter, was missing. Her mother wailed, clutching the girl's torn dress, found at the edge of Ojuju Grove. "The spirits have taken her," someone cried. Emeka scoffed. "Nonsense. A child probably wandered off. We should search the bush properly." But as they searched, the forest seemed to shift around them. Paths they knew well disappeared. Strange symbols were carved into trees, symbols that looked like ancient CBD script, but twisted, wrong. Then they found Adana. Her body hung from an iroko tree, her eyes gouged out, her mouth stitched shut with thorns. A hushed terror fell over the villagers. "The grove is hungry again," Moman Kemdelem whispered. That night, Emeka dreamt of his father. The old man's corpse stood at the foot of his bed, his lips moving silently, his fingers pointing towards the grove. When Emeka woke, his father's mud-covered handprint was on the wall. He ran outside, only to find the entire village gathered in fear. More people had disappeared. Strange shadows moved between the huts. A fetid stench filled the air, like rotting meat and wet earth. Then, the drums started. Boom. 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 No one was playing them. From the grove, figures emerged, tall, too tall, their limbs too long, their faces blank except for wide, grinning mouths filled with needle-like teeth. The villagers screamed. "The Ojuju has come for us all." Moman Kemdelem dragged Emeka into her hut. "Your father knew this would happen. He angered the grove when he cut down the sacred tree to build his house." Emeka's blood ran cold. "So this is his fault?" "No, my child," she said, tears in her eyes. "It's yours, you were born in that house. The grove has been waiting for you to return." Outside, the screams grew louder. Something heavy dragged itself across the ground. Knock. Knock. Knock, the door shook. Maman Kemdelem's voice was a whisper. "They're here." The last thing Emeka saw before the door burst open was the grinning face of one of the creatures, its mouth unhinging like a snake's. Then, darkness. The next morning, Umuezi was empty. No bodies. No blood. Just silence. But if you listen closely at night, near Ojuju Grove, you can still hear them, the drums, the laughter, and the sound of something feasting, and if you're foolish enough to step into the grove, you might just see Emeka. Or what has become of him.